Nightly greetings, one and all. William Theo here, homegrown and happy to bring you unfolding here at home and abroad within the 24 hours news cycle. And tops on today's headliners and/or newsmakers. Pressure continues to mount on the French government when around 100 organic farmers took their tractors and farm automobiles to the freeway and major roadways yesterday in Brittany-sur-Orge, a southern suburb 16.5 miles from Paris, to demand more support and more favorable policies from the national government. This road protest in the Brittany-sur-Orge is in response to a call from the sector calling for more protest participation from organic farmers. One female farmer handed out heart-shaped potatoes from a pail to motorists queued on the freeway stopping by to show support. Another organic farmer echoed a growing plea for more government help in the transition to agroecological farming, citing advancements in organic farming that need to completely replace outdated and traditional methods. Meanwhile, mass protests against Argentina's President Javier Milei's economic reforms and financial policies have proceeded without let-up. Of late, thousands of frustrated and livid Argentinians gathered in front of the Argentine Congress and found themselves clashing with police in full riot gear and using pepper spray to hopefully control the crowd. And protesters are wary of the sweeping reforms bill President Milei has proposed to facilitate economic recovery, which many Argentinians reject and claim will only make them poorer. Argentina, once a wealthy country with a hefty dollar reserve, is suffering from a huge foreign debt and hyperinflation north of 150%. In yesterday's big tech hearing on the Capitol building, FBI Director Chris Wray warned of persistent Chinese hacking into the systems of U.S. infrastructure, despite condemnation of the Biden administration's efforts to reach out to reduce tension between the two superpowers. VOA's Patsy Widakuswara, Jeff Selden, and Anita Powell all pitch in for this report.
Public transport is just one of the critical infrastructure systems in the United States targeted by China. FBI Director Christopher Wray told lawmakers Wednesday.
China's hackers are positioning on American infrastructure in preparation to wreak havoc and cause real-world harm to American citizens and communities if and when China decides the time has come to strike.
China has previously rejected U.S. hacking allegations as baseless. Wray's warning comes as other officials tout U.S. outreach to China, pointing to new cooperation on counter-narcotics as evidence of reduced tensions. The two sides have also started discussion on artificial intelligence and resumed contact between their militaries.
We agreed that President Biden and President Xi should speak, and should speak by telephone relatively soon. I think the acknowledgement coming out of Woodside that there really is no substitute for leader-to-leader conversation.
A key issue is the U.S. presidential election in November, where Washington is wary of even the appearance of interference from adversaries.
The Chinese are likely to be pretty cautious about interfering, especially with the presidential election. I think we might see some Chinese interference through bots and through online activities with regard to some of the congressional elections, especially if they perceive some members of Congress as being too hawkish on China.
Whether President Xi Jinping promised President Joe Biden in their last meeting in November that China would not meddle in U.S. elections is something National Security Council John Kirby declined to confirm.
We've been clear publicly and we've been clear privately with interlocutors all around the world that we'll do what we have to do to make sure that our elections are free and fair, and they have been and they will continue to be.
Potential for new irritants aside, after a turbulent period last year that included China flying balloons to spy on the U.S., the relationship has largely stabilized.
There's been very active moves by the Biden administration, by the U.S. government, to try and find points of calm where China can engage. And on the part of China, it does seem that there is a willingness, which perhaps wasn't there even a year or two ago.
Calm the administration is keen to preserve with a war in the Middle East that could expand. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News at the White House.
At this moment, we turn to our colleague in PTV's Pine City TV studios for the latest developments brewing in the Cordilleras. Eddie?
May bagarabi Pilipinas, tinilukodanan ti talupulok at maysa sigod ang membro ti Communist Affiliated Mass Organization nga alyansa ng magbubukid ng Hacienda Luisita wenno ambala ti Communist Terrorist Group ijay Barangay Balete, Tarlac City. Naragsak asinarabo ti Armed Forces of the Philippines Northern Luzon Command dagiti sigod ang membro iti makakanigit a grupo. Dinayaw da pa iti inisyatibo da nga agsubli ti gobyerno. Pinagyamanan mo ti chairperson ti Malayang magbubukid ng Hacienda Luisita wenno Malaya ti tulong dagiti kamang ti militar. Ti Malaya ket maysa nga organisasyon dagiti sigod a supporters ken membro ti CTG ijay Tarlac. Italtaluday ti Peace and Unity tapno maparmekan ti Communist Terrorist Armed Conflict iti Northern ken Central Luzon. Sakbay ti panaglipas ti bulan ti Enero natilo ti PDEA Cordillera ti upat nga individual ti bypass operation ijay Barangay Pinsaw proper Baguio City di Calman. Dua ka iti suspect kat taga Baguio City bayat at ti dua pay kat taga Kibungan Benguet. Nakumpiskar iti operasyon ti 20 ruled elongated tubular shape ti marijuana stock nga daan ti dried leaves ken fruiting tops. Agdagsan dagito iti nasuro ka 20,000 grams ken agatari ti 2.4 million pesos. Nakumpiskar pa iti daduma drug paraphernalia. Sumango iti suspect iti kaso panaglabsing iti Comprehensive Dangerous Drugs Act of 2002. Nabaligit operasyon baban iti nagtipo na persa ti PDEA Cordillera ken BCPO Camdasi Station. Nagita digiti damdamag manipo dito PTV Cordillera siya ni Eddie Carta naimbag Arabi.
Thank you, Eddie, and that's a wrap for tonight. We look forward to you joining us next time and urge you all to aim hard, work hard, count your blessings, and stay connected as you catch the news right here. William Theo wishing you all a restful night ahead.